Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. Thank you for joining us again as we explore together real estate markets all over the world. We are passionate here at Let's Explore to share with you that there are many real estate opportunities outside of your own city, and even as the case is today, outside of the US. And we do this by showcasing opportunities for you found in our over 850 Keller Williams offices within the US and now 56 international markets on 5 continents. Our most recent addition, this was just announced, is Bolivia. So I'm excited to learn about Bolivia one day in the future. But I'm just amazed at the growth and the expanse of this company, of Keller Williams Fingerprint, throughout the world. So for those of you that are new to our series, I'm Jeanette Spinelli with the Spinelli Residential in Austin, Texas. I'm your host, and we're going to explore just one part of this beautiful world today. So if you're joining us for the first time, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our fun format. We're going to have some Q&A with each of our 2 experts on our feature area, and then we'll have a little conversation about the practicalities of such a move, and then we'll end with sharing some of the properties that you can actually purchase. So all I ask of you is to tag anyone you think who might have an interest in this subject, so that they can find us on Facebook or on our Spinelli Residential Group YouTube channel. So right now, type their name in so they can find us because likely they are longing to live or work elsewhere. We all kind of have a little bit of that dream, I think. And we're here today to help them make that dream into a reality. So for today, who has not been to the Caribbean and fallen in love? I mean, it is like living a dream. It's a dream world. And surely, while that vacation was special, just think what it would be like if it was your everyday, or at least a few months out of the year. So if adventure is high on your list, consider a vacation home in our focus country today, in the Northeast Caribbean, St. Maarten. And depending on which side of the island you are, you're going to get a healthy influence of Dutch or French, which I think makes it one of the most distinctive islands in all the world. For 300 years, the French and Dutch have cohabitated on this 37 square mile island. So their diverse cultures, their incredible food. I mean, it is the gastronomic capital of the Caribbean, and the authentic kindness of all of its residents offer really a welcome respite for your heart and for your soul. So without any further delay, grab your guava berry rum as I introduce you to our experts from Keller Williams St. Maarten, Micah. Did I say it right? Yay.
Absolutely.
Yay. And Debbie. Micah, Debbie, welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
We are so appreciative of your time. Tell us, we'll start with Micah. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what makes you so special.
Thank you for having me, and I'm delighted to talk about St. Maarten. I am born and raised actually in Belgium. I'm Dutch, but born and raised in Belgium. And after my studies, I came to St. Maarten for my internship, which was in '91, and I've been in St. Maarten ever since. Started in the tourism business and then ended up in the real estate business in '98. So it's been quite some time, 23 years now. And that's how I ended up in St. Maarten. It's my home. This is where I got married. This is where I had my 2 girls. They're off to college. They're already gone out of the house, and I have been in real estate, which is my passion, since '98. So, and just recently, after 25 years of having a boutique real estate office, joined the Keller Williams family, which is how I met you.
Yes, well, again, it's great to see you and meet you. What about you, Debbie? Tell us about yourself.
Okay, hi, I'm Debbie. I was born and raised in the Twin Island of Trinidad and Tobago, which is an island approximately 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela. I am a former career banker having worked with the Bank of Nova Scotia and Royal Bank of Canada, both Canadian banks. And in 1986, I was transferred to Bank of Nova Scotia on St. Maarten. I spent 2 years there, and then I was transferred to the island of U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. And then I returned to St. Maarten, 1991. I've been in banking for many, many years. And then upon my retirement, Micah, a former client, invited me to come and work with her, and I joined her company. And this year was March 2022. We transitioned to Keller Williams. So I've been in the real estate business for approximately 5 years. That's it.
Well, I can see from that you all are experts, and the audience is going to want to make sure to take your information down for future reference. So at the end of our time together, I'm going to share your contact information so that you can be the resource for all things St. Maarten, and they can reach out to you when they're ready to purchase. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? And start with our Q&A. Just talk to us a little bit. Debbie, I'll let you go first. I'm sure there are many things that drive one to buy in St. Maarten. What is it that you're seeing that is really the attractor?
Well, first of all, St. Maarten is a really special country. When I came here, I didn't think I would remain, but there is something, I don't know, magical about the island. And you come for a vacation or you're working, and then you realize you really want to stay here. It's like a little hub, and you can move from St. Maarten to anywhere. Just hop on a plane and you're off to Europe, you're off to the Caribbean, South America, North America. And it's just a very friendly place. Everyone is very friendly, willing to help you, willing to share things with you. And we just have a lot of things that are going on here. We have our beautiful carnival. We have, as you said, it's a gastronomical center of the Caribbean because of our European influence. And then we have the African, the Indian, and the Caribbean melting pot. So it's just a great place. We have actually 37 beaches for every square mile of this island. So, I mean, we're surrounded by water, and there is always a beach you can find to go with your family and enjoy. Then we have the casinos, we have the nightlife, we have the great shopping on both sides of the island. And it's a paradise. That's all I can say.
So, Micah, what kind of buyers are you seeing? Or is it a lot of US, Europeans?
Yes, the majority of our clientele is American and Canadian. We have a lot of Canadian clients. The European client is there as well, but before the euro was stronger, so not as interesting to come by us. But the American clientele, I would say, in our company, 70 to 80% is North American. Yeah. So that's our big markets because of the hub. We are the second largest international airport in the Caribbean, which makes it very easy for people to have a second home. It's just like 4 hours away from New York, Miami. We have direct flights from Atlanta, New York, Miami, Canada, yeah, all over, Paris. So the direct hub, you don't have to take a small plane to get to your second home. So for New Yorkers, for instance, they come on Friday and they leave on Monday morning. So they just take the weekends away and they can enjoy their second home, which makes it very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody ease, but if you can get to the getaway quickly and easily, I can see how that really increases the value of the real estate market there. So are you seeing mainly people coming for little getaways like that, but are you also seeing people that are choosing to move and just live, since so many people work remotely now?
Not necessarily move, but extended periods of time, 3 months at a time, 6 months at a time. Most people do go home in the summertime and then they'll come in the winter to St. Maarten. Or if they really want to have the return on investment on their property, of course, the high season between December and April is high season. Then they choose to not come in those months, and then they choose 3 to 6 months outside of that period of time. Not necessarily, I haven't seen, we had thought to see a big increase of people who would stay year round, but that hasn't happened. We have people who stayed extended periods of time. Yes.
So, Debbie, if you can answer this, is there any limitation on how long you can stay before you have to get some type of a permit, or is there any restriction like that?
For a regular visitor, it's about 90 days, and you can always get it extended.
Okay, all right. So what about restrictions though for like making an actual purchase? Is there anything barring Canadians or Americans? Is there something special that they need to do in order to purchase, like establish residency or anything along those lines?
Micah, you want to start with that and I'll finish off?
No, that's not necessary. There's no red tape at all. It's very easy as a foreigner to own on St. Maarten. You can own in your personal name, you can own in a company name, US company name, offshore company name. You don't need to be a resident to own on St. Maarten. There's a few, there's personal documentation that our government or our notary will need from you, and that's all. But anybody can purchase on St. Maarten. You don't need to be a resident at all. And you can title however you wish. So LLC, personal name, doesn't make a difference. Yeah, and closing time is fairly fast. On the Dutch side, as soon as the funds are in, basically, and the notary has prepared all the documentation, we can close. And that really depends on the time frame from the notary. If the notary wouldn't be as busy as they are today, it could technically be done within a week and a half. Because we don't have, but that's not what happens. But normally within a month to 3 months max, we can close property without problems. It all depends also how the client will title their property. If it is in a company, we need a little bit more due diligence because we do have the FIU rules and regulations, which is the Financial Intelligence Unit, where we are obliged to see where the funds are coming from, that it's all clean funds. And if it is a company, it takes a little bit more background check. So that's the only reason why a closing would be delayed in fact. Or if the bank would be, if there's a bank involved and the mortgage loan takes a little longer, then that could delay as well. But we see that most of our foreign clients, they take their loans at home or they buy cash, because the interest rates on our islands are higher than what they are used to at home. There is a possibility to get the loans locally. A 50% deposit is usually required for that, but our interest rates are higher, so it's less interesting. So we see, which is easier for us, we get more cash buyers this way.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Debbie, can you speak to the tax situation?
The tax situation. Okay, well, when you buy a property, you have to file a personal tax return, whether it's in a company's name or personal name. For the personal, it's your personal tax is like about 34%. It's a little higher than if it's in a company's name. Micah, I don't know about the.
But, as a foreigner, we don't have any real estate tax.
Right. You don't have property tax or capital gains tax.
Right. You pay a one-time tax fee, which is upon closing, which is a 4% transfer tax fees. Then you pay 2% notary fees, which is the notary who helps you close the deal. So a 6% comes on top of your purchase price. This is a one-time tax. After that, because when we say there is no tax, it all depends how you have titled your property. Because if you own in a personal name, you do not pay any taxes. If you own in a company name, then yes, you are obliged to pay taxes and do a tax return every year. You are, regardless if you own personal or business, you have to do your tax returns locally. every year, whether you get an income or not. But you only pay taxes on income. So it's an income tax, not a real estate
Property
tax.
tax.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's, I mean, for US citizens, I mean, not having an annual property tax is so
Yeah.
unbelievable to us. And then in addition, to not have a capital gains tax for residents.
Which,
You know,
which is locally, yes. The capital gains tax, you don't have capital gains tax if you own in a personal name. If you own in a company, it's 33%. However, that is if you keep the money locally. If you do transfer the money outside of St. Maarten after you've sold, then you are obliged to pay your taxes that are applicable in your own country of origin. But on St. Maarten, you don't pay any capital gains tax.
May I mention here that if you are purchasing a property that's in a company's name, the 4% transfer tax is not applicable. You're only paying for the work done by the notary, so that's a 2%. So it's a 4% gain for anybody who buys in a company's name.
well, either way, it's a heck of a lot less than what's happening here.
It's a lot of saving. A lot of saving.
I mean, serious. Okay, so let's look at some properties. I think let's look at some properties because it's always exciting to be able to see. People want to know, like, what could I actually buy? And generally speaking, I mean, every country has amazing properties, but generally speaking, there's a lot of affordable properties. So we're going to start with one right here.
Yeah.
Please go ahead and share it with us.
This is a nice property. It's actually located on a half an acre. Very close to our capital of Philipsburg. It's called Pont Blanche. It's close to where the cruise ship harbor is. Actually, from this kitchen, normally you can see the cruise ships dock in the harbor, which is quite amazing to see that. It's a large property. It's the indoor spacing is about 2,000 square feet. Square feet? Yes, square feet. Because you work in square feet, so we work in square meters. 2,000 square feet, that is indoor space. So you're looking at around $350 a square foot for this property. Well, the interesting part of this property is that you have the ability to purchase, to actually build additional buildings on this lot, which makes it a multi-family lot. And those lots are pretty rare on St. Maarten. So if you wanted to build extra cottages for rental purposes, then that is possible on this one. That's the beauty of this one. This is a very nice, it used to be rented Airbnb, and it did very well because of the proximity to town. And really, as Debbie said, all the beaches are, we have so many beaches, 36 of them or 37?
37.
37, I always forget that one beach. But, you know, within 5 minutes, you're at a beach. Wherever you are on the island, you have a car, within 5 minutes, you're at a beach. So this is a great investment if you want to get into the rental business below $1 million. This is a great deal.
Yeah. What would something like that lease for? Would you know that info?
Yeah, it's rents about, we rented this one about, for the 2 bedrooms, about $350 a night. So the normal going rate for rental properties is between around $1,000 per bedroom per week. And that is a little higher in high season, depending on the finishings, obviously. If it's high end, it will be higher than that. And in low season, you have to take off about 15% of that. And so the rates fluctuate. Then, of course, we have the Christmas rates are crazy because that is a very well-liked week, and as is Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving and Christmas week, those prices will be higher, and you can add about the 30 to 40% to your nightly rates, and they're usually booked. Yeah.
I think Christmas at the beach sounds great.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, what is the next one that we have, Micah?
This one is quite beautiful. It's a very Mediterranean style vue de Saint-Bart. If you see on the picture to your right bottom, you'll see in the distance an island, and that is the island of Saint Barts. So that's why we call it the vue Saint-Bart. This is a large property. It's really a solid building with the main house has four bedrooms. There's a gorgeous pool with views of the island as well as the ocean, full ocean view. And it has a large separate 2-bedroom apartment with it, basically a separate home. They have a little midget golf in this property. They have the wine cellar, as you can see. It's very centrally located. So very close to Simpson Bay, which is an area in St. Maarten where you have all the nightlife. But yet this area where it is very secluded and quiet. So there's something for everybody really on St. Maarten. If you want to be in the middle of the action, which will be our next property, you can do that. But if you want to be secluded, there's also a market for that. So that makes it really nice. This one is $1.75 million, which is not so much if you really look at it for the amount of space. The indoor space is about 5,000 square feet, and there's a lot of outdoor space on top of that. So you're looking for villas in this price range around $350 to $600 a square foot.
Well, that's $1 million view. So when you consider the view, it looks like a great price.
Yes.
And then
yes.
show us the one in the heart of the nightlife action.
Yes, this one is location. Simpson Bay Beach is one of the prettiest and quiet beaches of St. Maarten, 5 minutes from the airport. In the middle of the action, restaurants, banks, supermarkets, schools. You can walk everywhere. This is really an area where Airbnb or vacation rental investments are very in high demand. This property is actually sold. We closed on it recently because it came on the market and off the market within 7 days. It was so priced well. It needs upgrading, as you can see. On the beach, normally you pay around $700 per square feet, and this was priced well below. So we just called our network, and it was gone. But show you Simpson Bay Beach is the rental. The rentals are phenomenal here because who doesn't want to be on that beach? Like, I love that beach myself. It's a mile-long beach. It's really nice.
Well, you're like in the water.
Yeah,
I mean,
this one basically is. Yes.
You could just throw a fishing line out from your patio and
yeah, you could.
Yeah, you can't get any closer than that, right?
No, and normally in the high season, right in front of this beach, you can see all the mega yachts because we have a very big mega yacht clientele on St. Maarten in the high season. When they're not in the Mediterranean, you have all these luxury yachts in St. Maarten. So, and if they're not inside of the bay, then they anchor out on this beach. So it makes it spectacular.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Beautiful. I love your selections because it was a little bit of something for everyone.
Yes.
You know, size and price wise. And really, that's what I love to point out. And let's explore is you don't have to be a billionaire to buy a second home. You don't have to spend millions and millions of dollars to buy a little piece of your own paradise, wherever that is. But by just exploring, that's why we call it Let's Explore, by just exploring these markets, I think people are pleasantly surprised about, you know, what they can do. And it doesn't have to be a distant dream. It is something that you can act on, you know, now. So thank you. That was excellent. So Debbie, you've got 3 properties for us. Let's see them.
Okay, we are looking at the Review Estate. It's in Guana Bay. It's a huge property, extremely beautiful. And it's not a property that is rented or on Airbnb at all. The husband and wife, they live there. And as you can see, it's large. It's ocean view, and the house itself is it's pulled back a bit, so you have the large expanse of the pool, and then when you have the grounds, very large grounds, and they have all sorts of tropical fruit trees on the grounds, and also a very large area for cars. Could hold like 15 to 20 cars if you have a large gathering. It's 6 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. And what I found was very cute was that when I was looking at it, the owner said that he had his own bathroom for himself, because when he was there, he didn't want his wife to harass him. When he gets to his bathroom, he just wants to be there, not to be bothered. And on the property, there is a 1-bedroom guest house. It's very well, a very nice guest house. His daughter lived there, and it has everything. This property, as you can see, is $1.6 million, and extremely large, large expanse, and very roomy, very airy, and just really nice.
And again, a nice view. I think if I wanted to be left alone and I was at St. Maarten, I wouldn't hide out in the bathroom. I'd probably be out on the beach, but everybody has their own thing, so I'm not going to judge. Okay, what do we have next after that beautiful home?
Okay, this is a family home in more of a local residential area. Okay, there is a main house, and it's it's on one side, and then there is a lot of land there that you can also build or do additions to. On one side, you don't see it there. There is another building with 2 1-bedroom apartments. So this basically is an investment property. You can buy it, you can live in it, and you can rent out the units, or you can just rent out everything. Okay, it's in Point Blanche, which is also close to that other property that Micah was showing previously, and it does not have ocean view, but it's more for the local client.
But even in this area, which maybe sounds like a bit more like what we would call suburban, but how is it? It's still a 5-minute drive to a beach?
Oh yes, it's Point Blanche is you can walk into Phillipsburg, which is our capital, and there is a beach right there, Great Bay Beach. So everything is within walking distance, very close.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, all right. And what else do you have for us?
Okay, my last property here is the Guanabay townhouse. This is in Guanabay, also close to that other property, the first one we showed. It's a townhouse, and it's 2 levels. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths on the top. Second unit at the bottom is 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. As you can see, the ocean is right there. You can just walk down to the ocean. This property has great potential for rental. It's on the Airbnb, and during COVID, where we were like not having anyone on the island, they brought in at least about $54,000 in rental just for that, a couple of months. And it's always rented. It's always rented, and it's ideally priced at $350,000. It's actually a steal of a deal. And of course, ocean view, within walking distance. Again, you just walk out. It will take a little longer, maybe 10 minutes to walk out, because it's Guanabay, and then right into Phillipsburg.
Wow, so you actually brought up, you mentioned COVID, but your market, as I understand it, has been pretty stable. You haven't had these huge highs. You haven't cracked. You've got a normal, kind of steady, stable market with opportunities for buyers and sellers. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I would say so.
Yes,
Yeah.
very fair to say.
Yeah, and that's really what you want from an investment standpoint too, right? You want some stability where your money is concerned. And I think that is part of the reason, property, just like this, well, several of the properties that you shared, is part of the reason we're seeing this huge surge in second, and in some instances, third and fourth home purchases, because people are, deciding to utilize the lifestyle and then at the same time monetize the purchase when they're not in it. It makes good financial sense, and you get to use the property, which you don't get to, enjoy your stocks, right? You can
Absolutely.
have an investment in the stock market, but you don't get to vacation there, right? So it just is kind of the best of both worlds, truly. So that was just wonderful. Thank you for a great selection and your amazing stewards of the island. So thank you for that.
Okay.
You can see that there are 37 beaches, but it's not just the beaches. It's not just the rum or the sun. There's a lot to love, and no annual property taxes is just one of them. But indeed, if the residents are as lovely as you two, as Micah and Debbie, then it is a place that perhaps you want to call your own. So thank you for your insight and really, truly helping us to understand the opportunities that are in St. Maarten. We're going to put your contact information up of our esteemed experts here, and go ahead and take a screenshot of that, take a photo. You may think that you're never going to buy a property in St. Maarten, but I'm telling you, you don't know what life has in store for you, and you just might be interested. So keep an open mind and explore the different places that you may indeed be able to call home. So we know we want to invest in our futures, but again, it's great to be able to do it in a place that you can actually enjoy. So, audience, if the idea of purchasing a second home in St. Maarten is intriguing to you, then please do explore the options with these ladies. This could really make kind of the difference between living a life that you can enjoy and living a life that really truly brings you joy. So just think about that for a second, because those are two very different things. So find us on YouTube for our past episodes throughout the U.S. and internationally. Like us on our Facebook page, Spinelli Residential Group, so you can hear about future broadcasts. But most importantly, connect today with your local Keller Williams agent. Reach out to them. Your agent locally, no matter where you are, they can introduce you to experts anywhere in the world, just like I've done today with Micah and Debbie. And that's really such a cool thing for us from a professional perspective, to be able to be a part of helping you live your dream, make these purchases, and really start enjoying the fruits of your labor and enjoying your life at some beautiful places all over the world. You can also visit kw.com, which now hosts listings from 28 countries outside of the US and Canada, and it's translated into 10 languages. And I want to say a very quick thank you to JP Lewis, our friend at Keller Williams International, because he keeps me up to date with all of the new announcements. I think there's going to be 2 more countries coming out here in the next 2 months, and he's always so generous with his time and his insight. So thank you, JP. Thank you so much, panelists. Micah.
Thank you.
Time today. And Micah happens to be in Austin, Texas right now. She's just here visiting for our big convention. So I hope you got a chance to get some barbecue and maybe pick up some cowboy boots before you go home. I don't know where you might have cowboy boots in St. Maarten, and so why not? You should be the first.
Exactly.
I appreciate you very much, Debbie. Come see me. Listen, the world is huge, and we are planning to show it all to you. And yes, Keller Williams have offices all over, many, many locations. And as I said, many, many more to come. So until next time, take care from the beautiful city of Austin, Texas. This is Jeanette Spinelli with the Spinelli Residential Group, your Austin, Texas real estate consultant. Go out there and make it a powerful day. Stay healthy, and above all else, please be kind. Thank you.